What is going on, people? Jaye the Black here, back with another video. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. Before I get started, make sure that y'all like this video and share it, because I'm going to be speaking some real truths. I'm probably going to upset people like I do in every video. You know, I want to say this. I know that some of you don't really understand the direction of this channel. This channel has undergone different revisions over the past 4 years, but the message has always stayed the same. I think my knowledge has grown, my maturity has grown. Some of you may not like the topics I speak about. Some of you probably haven't watched a video of mine in months. But all in all, as a black man, especially as a young black man, because I'm still in my 20s, I'm 29. I like to be able to make videos and speak from the perspective of a black man, of a young black man, you know, who's getting older and maturing. When I see guys like this YNW Melly and the disturbing crimes that he committed, and I look at his music videos and the imagery and what he rapped about, you can tell, because of his age and because of the times that we're in, that a lot of these young black men, they really don't have any direction. And when they get direction towards the music industry will push people like this, dysfunctional, you know, all into fashion, tattoos everywhere, all about harming other black men. But I bet if you were to have a conversation with a guy like YNW Melly, he will tell you about how, you know, he care about his people, love his people, probably hate niggas, but he loves his people. He would talk about how, you know, white people are probably racist, or probably white people are racist, and this, that, and the third. The same mumbo jumbo you hear from these fake pro-blacks on YouTube, but they will constantly make videos about other people. They will constantly disrespect other black people, but they will tell you how bad everybody else is. I have, you know, besides this YNW Melly situation, I'm just calling Melly. Also, I seen a disturbing story. I'm probably gonna speak about it in my podcast, which I should have uploaded sometime today, about a mother and daughter that took the lives of people in their own family in a death suicide. But we should worry about other groups of people, huh? We should only want to hold white people accountable, huh? Now, I understand that things happen in every community, but we want to be irrational when it comes to our community. We don't want to hold each other accountable. That's what I do. Not only will I call out the BS that other communities do to black people, but I'm going to call out what happens with black people every single time. And some of y'all are uncomfortable with that. But who else is going to do it? Again, I'm a 29-year-old black man in America. I see things from a world perspective. The things that this guy Melly did is something that happens a lot in black communities. You got these young black males who are fatherless. They have no father figures in their life. Now, maybe he had one in his life. I don't know. But I can tell by his mannerisms and his imagery in his videos, he didn't have no real direction. He was done before he did what he did. And I'm gonna get to the TMZ article. It's disturbing what he did. This guy, okay, he is right where he should be. And none of you should be talking about supporting and free YNW Melly, because this guy took the life of his own friends, people. 2 associates. I don't know if they're friends, but they're associates. He took their lives and then tried to cover it up. But you're still going to have people who are going to make excuses for this, who are going to come to this video and be upset because I spoke about it. Get over it. This is something that is going on in many of black communities. Young black men taking the lives of other young black men because they're too weak and too afraid to fight somebody because they don't want to lose. So they go and they pick up guns and they take their life. Probably the 2 young men probably didn't even see it coming. because that's how cowardly people like this is. And I don't feel sorry for them. They are right where they should be, okay? And should be there for a very long time, okay? Ain't no guns in jail. So I want people to really understand me very, very clearly. This culture that we have is a degenerate culture. Okay? You can't save everybody. Everybody ain't worth saving. I don't care if they're melanated or not. People like this ain't worth saving. But y'all gonna still try to save them. You got a female who people have been telling me is a black female who is a business owner, ruining her own business just to bail out R. Kelly. It's always the people in your community that's going to help the people who can't help themselves, who've done way too much. According to TMZ, this guy, YNW Melly, staged a fake drive-by to cover up the fact that he was the trigger man in taking the life of 2 other black men. According to TMZ now, not only that, he rode around with dead bodies in the car while trying to stage a fake drive-by, according to the police in that situation. YNW Melly tried hatching an elaborate scheme to trick cops into thinking his buddies were killed by someone other than him and a pal, at least according to cops. According to YNW's booking report out of Miramar, Florida, obtained by TMZ, the rapper's friend Cortland Henry drove to an ER in the wee hours of October 26, asking for help for his 2 friends in his car, whom he claimed had been shot in a drive-by. Cops say that the victims, Anthony Williams and Christopher Thomas Jr., were pronounced dead at the hospital. They were both shot in the head, torso, and back. Police say it was a grisly. Hold on. It said it was a grisly scene, blood spatter about the car. Cortland told police he and his 2 pals had just wrapped a late night studio session. As he was pulling off the freeway, a car pulled up on his driver's side and opened fire. Cops confirmed that there were 8 bullet holes along the right side of the vehicle, where Williams and Thomas sat. Cortland escaped injury. As police investigated Henry's account, they found forensic evidence leading them to believe he lied and was covering up a very different murder. Cops say they found a shell casing inside the car, along with 8 matching shell casings in different locations, where cops think YNW and Henry shot up the car to make it look like a drive-by. Y'all see that narcissism? My thing is this, man. I don't understand why it gets to this point. These guys would have done something horrendous to you for you to do this. But the fact that they wanted to cover it up just lets you know that that he had been thinking about this for quite some time, and he had this dude help him do it. Go along with it. Cops say the initial shot was fired from inside the vehicle, not outside, as Henry claimed, and originated from the left rear passenger side of the car, which is where they say they later discovered YNW had been sitting. So So basically, this guy YNW fired while he was sitting in the back of the car and just started shooting. Or the initial shot. Police say surveillance footage from the recording studio shows Melly, Henry, Williams, and Thomas getting in the car to leave. YNW got into the back left seat. Cops say after Williams and Thomas were shot, YNW and Henry drove around with the dead bodies for a period of time before driving to the hospital. Henry later told police YNW was in fact in the same car with them, but exited at some point and got in another car. So basically, he left a friend to figure out what to do with the bodies. They went, I guess, shot it up. He took the car to the hospital after driving around with the bodies in there. So they were literally driving around with the bodies in there. If y'all go and look at the video Murder on My Mind, it's in the TMZ article. I'll put it in the description box. You listen and look at the imagery. You're gonna think about this whole thing. And you can tell by the look in this dude's eyes that something is seriously wrong with him. There's something is not right there. There's something is not right there. According to TMZ, something else that doesn't help Melly, a documentary about his life and career that cops say they watched, which glorifies his use and possession of firearms. Oh, and he also has a song called Murder on the Mind. It's dark stuff. YNW and Henry have been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Ain't no getting out of that. And this, I believe, is in Florida. And this was done in October. So I guess they have been investigating this for the last couple of months. I want y'all to understand, man, trying to be a gangster rapper doesn't work these days with some of these, because some of these guys are actually about that life. They're not like the Tekashis where they talk, but they're not really about that. They're around people who may be about that. But some of these guys, they can't leave their life alone. They're actually rapping about their real life. This is the stuff they glorify. This is the stuff that they live by. Okay? 19 years old. His real name is Jamel Maurice Demons. Literally, that's his last name. His last name is Demons or Demons. He's from Guilford, Florida. Okay? First started putting songs on SoundCloud when he was 15. I'm looking at his Wikipedia. He was in prison for an extent of 2017 on weapons charges for a shooting he was involved in around age 16. So he's been incarcerated. And he released a mixtape while he was incarcerated. And that was earlier in January. He did a song with Kanye West called Mixed Personalities. They actually did a video together. 19 years old, and his life is pretty much over. He signed to YSL Atlantic Records. I believe YSL is Young Thug's record label. And if you look at his style of clothing in his Murder on My Mind video, basically he's a younger Young Thug. These guys who have to overcompensate, they got to go out there and they have to show a lifestyle. And not only are they perpetrating a lifestyle in their music, but they're actually trying to live it. I don't know why he took these guys' life. We may never know. But this guy had a very quick start in his career. He had a co-sign from Kanye West. He signed to Atlantic Records. And now it's pretty much over for him. Unless this case never goes to trial, there's a mistrial. I don't know how he gets out of this. I really don't. But there's still going to be people who support this. These young boys who have no real, people around them, people to rein them in. You can tell by the imagery in his videos that something is seriously wrong up there, man. A lot of these guys, they not wound up too well, you know? But there'll be people who still listen to his music, watch his videos. His videos has a shit ton of views on YouTube. People like gangster rap and fashion niggas. They do.